No, 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 no. Microfact. Every new nation state, each of them believing that they will be the new government. Microfactions. We got Doodly. Alright, we're working on the POI system first, so expanded points of interest, tactical point. So we're gonna break these down into location points, base points. Actually, yeah, base points. Ports. Air bases. Military bases. Then we're going to break it down into cultural points a bit more. To landmarks. Actually, not cultural points. We're going to do wealth points. We're going to break it down into rare metals. In the USA. Actually, come on, computer. There we go. Hearts of Iron. Trade goods. Resources. America Hoy for resources. There we go. Tell me what does the US have so I can break it down easier. United States. Yeah. Oil, a little bit of aluminum. No labor. So we have a bit of tungsten. lots of steel. So rare metals, oil. How do I want to word this? No, that's not going to help us any further. What are we looking for? I know what I'm actually. Heavy resources, heavy material, heavy industrial goods, light industrial goods. And then we want to go back here. Resource points. Military resources. Civilian resources. Alright, perfect. We'll spend it. Banded points of interest. We're going to make that heading 2, Merryweather, and heading 2 to update heading 2 to match, and then tactical points. Tactical points. We're going to make you heading 3, Merryweather. Update. Heading 3. Heading 3. And just to make sure we're getting the right... Effectively, this is what it's going to be. So, location point. These are tactically sound location. Tactically sound locations to hold or control, often preventing movement through an area. Or forcing another force to make a less than optimal trek around. So I'm going to do example. Mountain passes, major river crossings. Or what's another good one at the top of my head? force bunkers. Ports. Located along major coastlines as well as rivers. Ports are the lifeblood of trade on the water, as well as being able to manipulate resources in certain areas and move troops. So first things first, you're going to be able to convert raw wealth into liquid wealth, raw assets into, well, that's what I'm going to call them. I'm going to call assets into wealth. Able to launch naval invasions and construct We'll launch naval invasions and construct crafts. Example: fishing ports, river launching pads, or a major industrial harbor. Sea. Air bases. A fundamental part of keeping Air Force operational is the holding of an air base, often stacked with hangars and a landing strip. Not possessing one is a sure way to lose aircraft in emergency landings. Able to convert raw assets into wealth via air. Able to launch aerial vehicles. Example: civilian airport, military airbase, or crop duster. Actually, when did crop dusters come out? Perfect. Crop duster hanger. And move troops via air. Military bases. Military bases. Home to a plethora of weapons, equipment, and tools of war. The military base is the logistical hub of the majority of forces in the region. Always counts as fortified. All FUs in a 1 POI radius. All FUs in 1 POI radius are considered in supply. +5 to forces. Force points. It's every season. So effectively, holding a military base is really good for you because you're getting more and more resources just to add to your army. You're getting more people. You're getting more soldiers. You're getting better guns because you always have something to fall back on. If you don't have a military base, you aren't getting these things. So here are more tactical points. Now we're going to deal with wealth points. Rare metal. Actually, side note, expanded wealth system. I'm going to be referring to some aspects of this as assets and wealth. An asset is a raw good or resource that is inherently valuable and should be sold off for wealth, for liquid, for wealth, liquid cash. However, you have to trade these assets. You do trade these assets by land, air, or sea. Each of them with different costs and problems associated with them. And that reminds me, what I should do is add trading hub. Logicians is to be able to run a trading hub. Whether stocked, whether run by mercenary truckers, quick-witted bootleggers, or simply people trying to make a quick buck. A trading hub is essential for moving resources around the country. So, convert raw assets into wealth via land, able to house vehicles with ease. Example, Bootlegger Den, Trucker Stop. That would be another good example. Or Gun Runner's Arsenal. Gun Runner's or Race. Yeah, that works. House beings and aid in their construction. One POI radius are considered in supply. Actually, okay. If I'm a little bit quiet today, I'm just focusing on stuff because I actually kind of want to wrap this. My goal, anyway, is to actually wrap this game up either today or tomorrow, because I have some other stuff I need to get to tonight. Nope, didn't mean to comment. Didn't mean to comment. Why do you keep doing this to me, computer? Expand well system. Wealth points. Hot diggity dog. Hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog. Anytime I say that, the old Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme starts going through my head, and it's a terrible thing. Raw metals. Mines are the lifeblood of the economy in some sections of the United States and abroad. These metals are essential for a variety of tasks, as well as being able to sell with ease to rare metal assets. Oil. Black gold. Black gold can make men rich. Leave them destitute, searching for it. But oil is valuable to any war effort, and in times of conflict, any war effort, oil right now is more valuable than lives. +2 oil. Oil assets. Heavy industrial goods. Large and impressive heavy industry has come to dominate certain areas economy by being able to mass produce luxury goods without care in the world. +2 heavy industrial assets. What I mean by heavy industrial is pretty much light industrial is I can make 100 toasters and sell toasters to people, while heavy industrial is kind of as it's things like lathes, it's industrial equipment in general. It's it's kind of essential to keep the economy going. Well, light industry, you could argue you can call it civilian industrial goods versus industrial goods. I'm just kind of splitting the two up because I want to get that feeling across that both have their disadvantages and advantages to possess. Industrial goods. Every home deserves microwave. Actually, when did microwaves come into existence? Microwaves. Microwaves. Toast. Nope. Toaster. When did toasters become available for sale? I mean, you gotta respect someone actually like made like here's some white bread, here's some toast. But when was the toaster first sold? When was the toaster first sold? 1893. Hell yeah, we got toasters. Every home deserves a toaster. And every home deserves a toaster. And other small appliances and goods. Appliances, goods, and things to entertain ourselves with. This doesn't stop even in war. +2 light industrial assets. So with the expanded wealth system, overall, air is the most expensive, while sea is the least expensive. However, each region may have different requirements and goods required of the faction to consider. For example, a land trader may require 2 wealth to ship the goods out. So if an asset is worth 3 wealth, the faction nets 1 wealth per asset. However, if the faction doesn't control the trader hub, suddenly they'll have to pay an extra wealth to even ship the goods. meaning they receive nothing. Each trader type requires a certain amount of value to be taken off the good before it can be sold. And finally, light industrial goods. And that brings me down to side note on markets. Rare metals. Yeah. So one rare metal equals rare metal resource minus 15. Oil barrel equals oil well minus 20 plus 1 yearly. Well, rare metal mines, heavy industrial factory, light industrial factory. Light industrial. Industrial good. Heavy industry. One heavy industrial good. Heavy industry, minus 10, minus 15 wealth. Ten. Yeah. Finally, resource points. Military resources. Guns, ammo, munitions, shells, helmets, and just about anything of value that can be used to attack, kill, and ultimately claim victory over someone. How much does a resource point produce naturally? 2 resources, so yeah, I'm gonna keep it at that. Two military resources, civilian resources, food, bandages, equipment, and clothes, and uniforms. For the soldiers in the field, because an army moves on its stomach, keeps warm with its clothes, and doesn't die horrifically due to the medicine. Plus 2 civilian resources. Side note on the expended resources. Each company requires 1 military/1 civilian resource to be fully operational. If they do not have military resources, they lose -5 soft attack, -5 soft and hard attack. If they do not have civilian resources, they have -5 organization. And do not naturally recover strength. In addition to the morale lost. Keep your men fed, clothed, and armed. Land of the free, home of the brave. Okay, so we're good there. Let's move on to the next part. Expanded legitimacy system. Expanded legitimacy system. Your supporters. As you fight your wars and attempt to emerge victorious, all your efforts will be for naught if you can't secure the country and maintain a degree of legitimacy among the civilians as well as international community. Your sponsors, public perception, and international perception. This is broken down into 3 separate systems: sponsors, public perception, and international perception. Perception. Sponsors. A sponsor is a group of individuals who have an explicit interest in keeping the players operational, as well as providing support as long as it's agreed that they call the shots. A sponsor may be an international organization, a government in exile, or any number of political factions inside of the country you're fighting for. Your sponsor will supply a number of objectives that they need to be completed, as well as their ultimate goal. A number of objectives they need completed, as well as requirements to not break, often hampering the characters and their faction for yearly legitimacy boosts, as well as bonuses. Example, the what did I end up calling it? The Pacific Union. The Pacific Union. The Pacific Union of States has given your group their patronage and resources. Every season, the characters, the faction, will receive investment of 5 wealth into their coffers, but in exchange, the faction cannot cannot ally with any foreign interest group, or commit war crimes. Or commit any war crimes. Public perception. A conquering tyrant, someone's terrorist is another's freedom fighter. Having the perception and support of the public is what makes or breaks a revolution. Failing to maintain public appeal or perception can easily lead to the faction disintegrating or being ousted by collaborators, by government collaborators. There we go. Public perception is modeled on a -5 to 5 scale. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this right now. The section I've written up anyway, expanded legitimacy system. Hearts of Darkness, we want to go to villages. Do not need you to be garrisoned. +1 platoon of choice every season. And +1 morale every season. Villages require a company to garrison. While a platoon to garrison. Villages require a company to garrison. Villages will reduce organization of all defenders by -5, by 3 if defending in a village. Villages will reduce organization of all defenders by -6 if defending in a village. So pretty much having the low public perception. People just like honest to God hate you and just dislike you and you're just generally an asshole. Occupying villages is going to be a lot harder because you, outside of the fact that you need a full company to actually hold ground there. Actually, what I should do. Villages no longer produce soldiers. There we go. No, not only are you not producing any actual soldiers to defend it, you're also not producing, if you do get attacked in a village at like low public perception. Actually, what I'm gonna do? We're gonna hit Control Z. Put you there. Platoons or companies. No, actually no longer produce FUs. Yeah, like if you are at absolute minimum, that not only do you have all the legitimacy problems, as if we go all the way up, where are you? Where are you? Legitimacy. Legitimacy. Where is the legitimacy? So, yeah, you see it. If you don't get that, you're not actually getting any allies, you're not getting any foreign assistance because you're a goddamn monster and everyone hates you. And what's our final one we have to worry about? International perception. International perception. Internationally, the governments of the world must acknowledge the faction or its sponsor as a legitimate government to be taken seriously. International perception is determined by the average reputations of all major factions outside of the conflict. For example, the Allies and Axis. The Allies or Axis. Allies, Axis. Allies, Axis. Common turn. If the faction has a negative international perception, they are not considered a legitimate government. And the outside forces will not assist them. However, if they have a positive international perception, they are a contender for the throne and able to call upon foreign investment and resources. This doesn't say that the faction can't cut deals with individual factions, but saying that internationally they may not be viewed as a legitimate government, but simply a pawn in a larger game. It's been streaming for about an hour. Let's see. Alright, so we got 11 pages in. Let's see, just pure writing today. We wrote about 2,000 words. So we got that. Okay, now we get to worry about combined arms warfare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up probably having to write more. I'm going to write all the vehicle stuff in between today and maybe tomorrow. I do have a session tomorrow, hopefully, and I will probably work on that then. And I'm going to see if I just can't get all the basic things, such as, some more planes in, some more other aircraft. Yeah, that's words. Some more different kinds of boats. Just generally things that I can go in there, as well some more fighting units. And that does mean that next stream may be the last stream for Hearts of Darkness. It's been a fun ride, but as we know, all good things must come to an end. So, thank you all for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, God save you, and have a wonderful rest of your day.